I'm Amelia. Today, we're going to talk about what it means to be your parent's parent and how this hidden trauma can sabotage love life. So, I want you to take an honest look at your romantic relationship. Do you often feel responsible for your partner's happiness? Do you find yourself managing their emotions, solving their problems, reminding them of their responsibilities? Do you feel, deep down, a sense of exhaustion, as if you are the only adult in the room? Does this dynamic of overfunctioning and emotional caretaking feel familiar? Not just from this relationship, but from somewhere long ago in your childhood. Do you ever feel less like a partner and more like a parent? If this resonates with you, it is not a coincidence. This pattern of behavior often doesn't start in our adult relationships. It starts in childhood. It's a hidden, complex trauma called emotional parentification. It's what happens when a child is forced, either explicitly or implicitly, to become the emotional caretaker for their own parent, reversing the natural roles. Today, we're going to gently explore this wound. We'll understand how being your parent's parent as a child now compels you to parent your partner as an adult. And most importantly, we will outline the path to healing, so you can finally step out of the role of the caretaker and into the role of an equal, cherished partner. So, what exactly is emotional parentification? It's important to understand that this is not about a child doing chores or having responsibilities. This is about a child being burdened with the emotional needs that an adult should be managing themselves or sharing with another adult. The child becomes the parent's confidant, their therapist, their cheerleader, their peacemaker. They learn to be hyper-attuned to their parents' moods. They learn to walk on eggshells to avoid causing their parent more stress. They comfort their parents' sadness, absorb their anger, or mediate fights between their parents. They learn at a very young age that their own needs, their need for play, for comfort, for carefree fun, are secondary. They learn that love is not given freely. It is earned through being useful, responsible, and taking care of others. Their sense of safety and self-worth becomes entirely dependent on their ability to manage their parents' emotional state. This is a profound and invisible trauma. You lose your childhood, and this loss creates a blueprint that you unconsciously carry into your adult romantic relationships, with devastating consequences. Let's explore how this echo plays out. First, you subconsciously attract projects, not partners. Your nervous system is wired and comfortable in the role of the caretaker. It's the only way you know how to feel valuable and secure in a relationship. As a result, you are often subconsciously drawn to partners who are emotionally immature, unreliable, struggling, or in constant need of fixing. A healthy, stable, self-sufficient partner can feel boring, or you might feel like there's no chemistry. You are not choosing a partner. You are hiring for a familiar job. Second, you feel responsible for their happiness. Because you were taught that it was your job to manage your parents' moods, you now believe it is your job to manage your partner's. If they are unhappy, anxious, or angry, you internalize it as your failure. You exhaust yourself trying to cheer them up, solve their problems, and smooth over their negative emotions. You cannot make another adult happy. By trying to, you rob them of their own responsibility to manage their life, and you rob yourself of the right to have your own feelings. Third, you are an expert at giving, but you don't know how to receive. The child learns that their value comes from what they do for others, not from who they are. In your adult relationship, this means you are incredibly uncomfortable receiving care, support, or even simple gestures of service. When a partner tries to take care of you, it can feel foreign, undeserved, or even threatening because it disrupts your role as the giver. You might deflect compliments, minimize your own struggles, and refuse help. And fourth, you have weak or non-existent boundaries. A child who has to be a parent is not allowed to say no. They are not allowed to have needs that conflict with the parent's needs. As an adult, this translates into an inability to set and enforce healthy boundaries. You might tolerate unacceptable behavior, take on far more than your share of the work, and say yes to things that drain you because the guilt of putting yourself first feels unbearable. You are still operating on that childhood programming. My needs are a burden. So how do you break this deeply ingrained pattern? Step 1. Grieve the childhood you lost. You cannot heal a wound you refuse to see. The first step is to acknowledge what happened and to allow yourself to feel the emotions associated with it. This means feeling the anger at the unfairness of the situation. It means feeling the profound sadness for the little girl who had to be a grown-up too soon, who didn't get to be carefree, messy, and just a kid. You can do this through journaling, therapy, or simply by allowing yourself quiet moments to feel that grief. Step 2. Learn to reparent yourself. The core of healing is to start giving yourself all the things your parent couldn't give you. It's about learning to tune into your own needs for the first time. The action plan. Throughout the day, practice asking yourself a simple question. What does the child inside me need right now? Not the responsible adult, not the caretaker, but the child. Does she need rest? Does she need to play? Does she need permission to be imperfect? Does she need someone to say, "You've done enough for today"? Your job now is to become the loving, attentive parent to yourself that you always needed. Step 3. Practice healthy selfishness. For a former parentified child, the very act of prioritizing your own needs can feel radically selfish and wrong. You need to reframe this. It is not selfish. It is essential self-care and a prerequisite for any healthy partnership. The action plan. Start with small intentional acts of putting yourself first. Say no to a small request. Leave the dishes in the sink and read a book instead. When your partner is upset, instead of immediately jumping in to fix it, try saying a supportive but non-interventionist phrase like, "That sounds really difficult. What do you think you're going to do?" Step 4. Consciously choose an equal. As you heal, the kind of partner you are attracted to will begin to change. The calm stability of an equal will feel less boring and more like peace. The action plan. When you are dating or evaluating your current relationship, look for signs of mutual caretaking and self-responsibility. Does this person take an active interest in your well-being? Do they take ownership of their own problems and emotions, or do they expect you to manage them? Are they looking for a partner to build a life with, or are they looking for a new parent to take care of them? Your incredible capacity for empathy, your strength, and your sense of responsibility are beautiful gifts. They are the superpowers you developed to survive, but they were forged in a role that was never meant to be yours. Your job is not to be your partner's therapist, his manager, or his mother. Your job is to be his partner. Healing from emotional parentification is about giving yourself the permission you were never given as a child. Permission to be taken care of, permission to have your own needs be the priority, and permission to be an equal, cherished partner in a love that is based on mutual respect, not rescue. You've done enough parenting for one lifetime. It's time to come home to yourself. Did this resonate with you? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story can help so many others feel seen. And for more insights on healing the past to build a better future, make sure you subscribe.